my pipe and stuff. My cantina. Camera's about to shut off. As I sit still in this space, in this place, I feel what it's like to be human. If you sit long enough inside yourself, staring out at the world, you will start to realize that there is so much in the world in a state of adversity towards the state of being human. There are many things today in our world that are trying to turn us into what I call an existential cyborg.
Existential cyborg.
We're going to try to put into words what it means to be a human. We cannot say that being human is whatever you want it to be. There is an absolute identity and definition for what it means to be human. My definition of being a human, it is a person in a body in relationship to an externalized world. To be human is to be a person in a body in relationship to an externalized world. We have in many, many ways forgotten what it's like to be human and forgotten what kind of world we're supposed to be in relationship with. The longer I sit here, the more I notice the tiny little movements all around me. As I sit still in this space, in this place, I feel what it's like to be human. Guys, you are born into a world that is already crafted, created, and already running full tilt towards certain things and away from certain things. You have already grown up into a world before you can even question whether or not that world is right or wrong, or whether or not you are right or wrong in the way that you are postured towards that world, your relationship toward that world, and who you are trying to become or be in that world. There is a person that you are inside yourself, and there is a world that you are in, and you're in relationship, and that is external and you are internal. That is external and you are internal. Who you are, everything that makes you who you are is an internal state, and then you are in relationship with an externalized world, and sometimes we are so externalized and pulled so extrovertly out that we forget to even be an internalized being, and we forget that we are, and so we are simply run by externalized impulses and externalized stimulus around us. In this information age and this social media age, guys, we are hyper externalized, which is also kind of what I'm calling an existential cyborg. So, what? So, what's an existential cyborg?
Cyborg.
Because this is the thing that we've become by varying degrees in opposition to being human. Okay? There we go. An existential cyborg would be someone that has crafted a perception of self in relationship to machines. They don't know how to live apart from machines, and not just physical machines, guys, but mechanized systems. So an existential cyborg is someone who cannot function outside of machines that help them live in a mechanized system that helps them orient themselves in the world. And so Think of it this way. I make my coffee completely by hand. I make my coffee completely by hand. I grind the beans, I boil the water, I use a French press. I don't grow the coffee bean. Even though I've become more detached from existential cyborgism, I still need someone to grow the coffee. Someone make the coffee grinder that I use to make French press. It was the highest what we might call early American pioneerism, the frontier of America, where pretty much you might have some tools to make everything you needed. Make everything you needed. But you had to make everything you needed. Make everything you needed. Largely, you were a human being in relationship to the natural world without any unnatural interface. And that is the ideal picture of being human. It is you in your body in the natural world, living in the natural world completely without any artifice, any interface, anything that is unnatural that you need to interface with the world. That's it. That's how we were created. And yes, we were created, and we were created as human beings in a natural world, and there was nothing else but us and nature and God. And that is the baseline. That is the ideal. That is, maybe you could say, the perfect image of being human. And then as humans, we invented things. Are you used to the natural world? To what degree? By what degree? How much of the natural world are you acclimated to? Very little, guys. If you live in a first world country, very, very little. And that's a problem, because it has created existential cyborgs that think they're being human when they're not. We can, guys, start to step back, one step at a time. That's what this series is about. I want to teach you what it means to be human again. Say, this is the wandering mystic and the construction monk. Maybe at some point I'll talk about what those mean, those titles. But anyway, I